Hi, I'm Nick Chia.
Hi, I'm Cromwell Salvatera, and welcome to the Marketing Summarized video series where you can get the best insights into all things marketing, business, and having a working life. In this episode, we discuss what is Facebook advertising.
When I started looking into this topic, I came across some stats actually about how big Facebook advertising is. What I discovered was Facebook makes $4 billion a year from advertising.
Only?
Billion. Only?
I would have
More
thought
than the GDP of some countries.
because I heard somewhere that Google and Facebook are $1 trillion company.
Oh, I'm not talking about what Facebook is worth. I'm talking about revenue from advertising alone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
And
just from people paying to advertise on Facebook, that's 4 billion US dollars a year
wow.
they're
What
making.
year was that? Do you know? Do we know?
Didn't check the year, so it might be even more now.
Yeah, probably because um, and one of the one of the data, should I say, that I read last year or the year before, 2018, it says that only 5% of businesses advertise in Facebook.
Wow, it's a lot more growth for them in that
Ah
area
man,
then.
man, for those watching, all the business owners watching this, like 5%, only 5% advertise, right? In Australia alone, we have Facebook has a market penetration of 85%
Hmm.
of adults,
Hmm.
right? Yeah, I understand the kids and also probably the grandparents, who probably doesn't want to be there anyway to start with. Yeah, they're not there, but the rest of the adults that work that you can advertise to or inform are there.
Yes, and it's an international market. They have over 2 billion users worldwide.
Yeah.
So, the audience you are potentially reaching with your ad campaign is huge.
Yes, and that's absolutely correct. I don't know about you, but in the 90s, right, to advertise internationally, you probably need to pay a TV commercial or a radio or a newspaper. That means you need to come up with a relationship, come up with your plans, and advertise that way, right?
Hmm.
Um, Fast forward 2020, Nick and I literally write the ads, get the client's approval, and target a city. Like you can't. That's so powerful. That is
Not
powerful.
not just a city.
Yeah.
We could be targeting specifically males who are accountants or have any interest in accounting. Yeah, down to details like that in that one city. It's crazy,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yeah. And and it's happening now. It's really happening now. Let's scroll back a bit. Just scroll back a bit. Okay, what's the difference between a business having a Facebook page versus Facebook advertising? So Nick, let's start there.
Well,
What do you think?
having a Facebook page lets you communicate with with customers who follow you or who have an interest in what you do. And when others share something you've posted, for example, with other people that they think may have an interest in it, but you're relying on others to pass the message around, to share it, and to engage with it. Advertising, on the other hand, goes way beyond the people who are following you anyway. It's reaching a wider audience, and
Yeah.
it's reaching a wider audience with demographics that are ideal for your product, your target audience. Basically, you're reaching your target market, and you're pushing it out to them.
Totally agree. Totally agree. So let's take that to the next level. You mentioned, okay, when people start a Facebook page, for example,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I've done this a lot. I've done it for myself. I've done it for my friends. I've done it for clients as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we start a Facebook page, right? Initially, guess who you invite? your friends, right?
Family and
So you
friends.
blast everyone in your Facebook profile, your personal profile, most likely.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, hey, like my page, please. So the first probably, I don't know, first 20, will be your friends, your mom, your cousins, and everybody else, right? And I see this a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially in my circle of friends where they become coaches or whatever coaching, whatever they're called. You could be life coach, whatever coaching they're doing, and now they have a Facebook page selling their services that is liked by their friends and family.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know about you. That sounds very Amway-ish. And what do I mean by that? I mean, sorry if there are people that doing listening here that does Amway. I'm sorry to use it as an example, but there's a lot of people that would sell to you, like your classmate that you haven't spoken to for 10 years. All
Mm-hmm.
of a sudden, he'll hit you up and go, "Hey, do you want to buy my product?" That's annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I guess what I'm trying to say here is, after you build that Facebook page and you've invited your friends and your family, that's the limit you got. That's it.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep. That's your audience side.
That's your audience, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but every time I get a phone call from my friends and family, if I need, they want me to help with their marketing. The question is, can you give me a discount? Or can you do it for me for free because you're my cousin? Or I mean, my cousins will pay me, but my point is it won't be the target market that will give you a scalable growth, right?
Yep.
And that's exactly what you just said, Nick. And I totally agree with you on that one. Yeah.
Yes.
Now
Yes.
introduce Facebook advertising.
Well, the thing that blew me away the most when I first started looking at Facebook advertising is how well Facebook knows its users, right? Think about every time you've posted something on Facebook,
Yes.
every time you've liked something on Facebook, Facebook is keeping track. Facebook knows, you like cats. Facebook knows you party regularly. Facebook
Yes.
knows who your friends are. So
Yes.
Facebook, by knowing who your friends are, Facebook knows the age group and the demographics of the people you're hanging out with. Facebook knows so much about you. Facebook knows more about you than possibly even your own mother, I would say. Right? And the thing is, as a Facebook advertiser, so as a digital marketer using Facebook to advertise, even though I do not have access to know Chrome, this is what you like. I don't know that, right? For privacy reasons, Facebook will never reveal that to me. But what Facebook allows me to do is to say, I'm marketing cat food, for example. I want my advertisement to reach people who are most likely cat owners. Now, who
Mm,
would most likely be cat owners? People who have liked pages talking about cats' health, and so on.
yeah.
So if
Yeah.
we, how we can go to Facebook and actually look for or create an audience set that
Yeah.
basically has those profile. And then
Absolutely.
that way, when you run your ad, you know you are reaching your target audience.
And that's very, very powerful.
That is
Um,
insanely
y-
powerful.
you probably heard me say this a lot, Nate. Google
Mm-hmm.
is the macro and Facebook is the micro,
Mm-hmm.
right? If you want your marketing to work, right, you need Google and Facebook. But on this particular video, we're talking about Facebook advertising, right?
Mm-hmm.
Facebook is the micro. It's granular. I'll give you an example, right? There is a feature in Facebook showing that you just got engaged. And and people go, how do people know that I just got engaged? Well, you just change your status update into engage,
Mm-hmm.
right? So Facebook now has marked you as you're engaged, you're about to get married, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I am the owner of a gift shop or a hotel chain or a caterer or a restaurant that uses or serves weddings, for example, right? Now I know, okay, there's a feature. I'm just going to target them. And specifically, I'm just going to target the bride.
Mhm.
I can't see us men organizing weddings. We're just the date. We're just the date to the bride.
All we have to do is turn up with a ring.
And you know, and yeah, it's literally the bride. Anyway, moving forward to that one. That's how powerful Facebook advertising. And remember, 5% only are advertising. So if you are, imagine you're in a city like Sydney, or let's just say you're in a town, right? Let's say or a small city like Newcastle, right? You can probably have, let's just say you have 2 or 3 or 4, you know, or 5 competitors in that area, right? There's a big chance that you're the only one advertising.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're the only one being seen on Facebook by your potential prospect or your potential customer now, right? Yeah, so think about that. You know, people go, oh, I've never made money on Facebook. Well, you haven't really done it properly then. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And Facebook advertising and us in Marketing Samurais, I'm very, very proud of us about this. Facebook advertising is an art form. It's science. You know, it takes a lot of practice, a lot of campaigns. I'm happy to say, and we're proud to say, that we've dealt with hundreds of accounts, right?
Mm-hmm.
And from those accounts, it's funny because you can see what makes businesses similar. Yet they have the same behavior.
Yep.
Yet a business is different. Even it's the same business, right? There you can see the differences, right? And one of the things that I love doing, and you and I were doing it literally 20 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago, we love watching results. and with Facebook advertising, you can literally see it. It's like, all right, we're gonna pay, let's say, $500 to run this campaign, right? In the old days, I'm not bagging printing here. I'm not bagging below the line advertising, but this is just the difference, right? When you used to advertise in a newspaper, right, and you only can afford that small amount amongst the big newspaper, you know, the chances of your ad being seen is very slim. You know what I mean? In today's world, in 2020, Facebook advertising, you literally can say, hey, my ad, which is that small, is perfect for my phone. You know what I mean? And now you can even strategize. Okay, when my ad is seen by a customer in their hand, what's the effect? You know, what's the effect on that? I'll give you an example. What do I mean by that? I believe that's why we're so polarized nowadays, is because of one of the reasons is Facebook. And why are we so polarized is because whatever is happening in the world now is in our hands. It feels so near, you know what I mean? So it feels like, oh my God, it's within my grasp, literally. So when you have an ad, a Facebook ad, you want to construct that ad so it feels like it's within your customers or your prospects' grasp, and you got to make them feel so they will act on it.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense in that one?
You're trying to say it needs to have emotional value.
Oh yeah,
aren't you?
It has to be emotional.
Yep.
It has to be emotional. Even like as clean cut as a finance advertising, for example, you know, or what's one of the hardest things I've ever marketed? Copper. Like the metal copper. Like the only way I can think of back then anyway to market that was to lower the price. So it's now a price war, which is not good, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you're talking billions of dollars, it's a different story. But my point is, how do you make something that emotional? You know, because only through emotion people act. Yes, you can convince them, you can rationalize a point, but their emotion is what's going to make them move, right?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, that's my point of view from Facebook advertising. So If you are a business and you saw this video, highly recommend for you to give Facebook advertising a chance.
Absolutely. I mean, just a reminder, no matter how big or how small your business size is, it's a level playing field in Facebook. Everyone's
Yes.
ad is that size.
Yes. Yes. Remember, maybe I'm going back to the 90s again. Back in the 80s and 90s, the bigger the billboard, the more successful your ad was.
Mm-hmm.
Not in 2020. Not. It's in the phone or in the
Yep.
laptop. You know what I mean? So.
Yep. Oh, there is one area of Facebook advertising we haven't even touched on yet.
Oh, what's that?
The pixel, the
Oh.
all-important pixel.
Tell me about it, man.
So, as you know, we install Facebook pixels into all our clients' accounts to track how advertisements are doing, how they're performing live. That's the thing Crom and I was just talking about. What we were doing 20 minutes ago, we were actually watching to see how changes that we've made to an ad campaign was affecting the campaign. We were watching the changes live so that we can quickly make decisions as to whether it was a good or bad move and then adjust it accordingly.
Yeah.
Couldn't do that in print advertising. Once the ad's gone up and money spent, that's it. Fingers crossed.
Good luck.
Yeah, so now we can change things on the fly, and that allows us to optimize the advertising budget. Things that are not working, shut it down quickly. Things that are working, put more money into it. What do you end up with? More bang for your buck, bigger results.
Right. And it's so, I'll say it again, it's very granular. For example, with e-com, let's say you're selling shoes, right? Actually, let's make it a bit more modern or up to date. And if you are a seamstress or a tailor, listen to this because it's such a big demand. Let's say you're selling masks, right? And you have 2 to 3 different types of masks, different colors and different prices, right? Let's say you got 3 different colors. Each color has 3 prices, right? For whatever reason, such as quantity or quality, right? You can even put a value on each pixel, right? So when you start seeing results, you can see the return on advertising spend value on it. Such as, okay, I spent $1 here. This product is bringing in $4 or $5 per dollar or return on advertising spend. Mm-hmm. That's how granular it is. Or this particular product and this particular quality or this particular color is bringing in this much results. And you can literally watch that. And if it's not working, you can see it, pause or stop the ads because it's not working. Mm-hmm. But if it's working, okay, what can we do to scale it up, right? That's the power of Facebook advertising.
Yep. That's why companies grow from this size to much bigger when they start leveraging on Facebook advertising and digital marketing in general.
Yeah. I mean, there's still companies that it won't work on Facebook, mm-hmm. right? Such as MLMs, mm-hmm. multi-level marketing, or like Bitcoin, those kind of company, because they're banned, right? Or Quick Rich, that kind of company, you can't do that on Facebook. Or in some places like alcohol and smoking, you can't advertise on Facebook. So I guess there's a limit, but that's a a very small part of the business world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. To those people who say it doesn't work, you and I work with it on a daily basis. Yeah. My conclusion is, if you're saying it doesn't work, it's either because your product's on the ban list, you can't advertise on Facebook, or it does require a very special knowledge and skill set to make it work, basically. It is advertising money. You can create an ad, spend the money on the ad, and sit back and wait, like you did with the old newspaper ads, but you're just throwing money in the ring or throwing money into Mark Zuckerberg's pockets. So basically, if you did that. But when you have that special skill set and you start doing the Facebook pixel analysis where we are watching things live and tweaking the ad campaign as it goes along, that's our expertise. That's when it really starts to work for you. Yeah. And we know it works because, hey, our clients are very happy.
So, yeah, and it's so powerful. It's very powerful.
Absolutely. And on that note, we hope that if you need any help with Facebook Pixels and Facebook advertising,
Yep.
feel free to contact us. And remember, subscribe to our channel if you like us.